I'm on the Bionics booth here with Dan, and we're talking in this short video about the latest developments with Virtual Rack.
So this is Virtual Rack, something we've looked at and talked about before over a couple of shows, and a product we introduced a few years ago to solve a problem of how we accelerated the move towards virtualized software kind of delivered workflows. And it's been tremendously successful at doing that, but here we're kind of moving to the next generation of that. So two things, a project we called internally Mega Rack, that's the ability to work with much larger and more modern Xeon 6 CPUs, very, very powerful, but not particularly optimized towards these low latency broadcast-centric workflows. So some new technology which allows us to do that, so to deliver larger virtual racks and to work with more modern compute. But in doing that, it's allowed us to introduce some new workloads. So for the very first time at the show, we're showing integration with Switch I/O. So that's a software multicast switch, which people may be familiar with for delivering multicast in the cloud, but they now have a ground switch which we can operate inside Virtual Rack. So this means Virtual Rack is not just accelerating the move to virtual, it's accelerating the move to pure multicast, whether it's on the cloud, on the ground, or ground to ground.
Right, okay.
So just by installing a Switch I/O application inside Virtual Rack, this ground switch here is now connected to my ground switch in the UK. So that audio is BBC Radio 4 going into our Virtual Rack in the UK and just appearing here as multicast end to end. This is now anything from 8 channels to hundreds or thousands of multicast channels, which can be delivered ground to ground. And it will take modern 2022-7 redundant workflows and send the blue and the red over separate paths. Or if it's a single multicast stream at the far end, then it will split that and send it down up to 7 different trunks to get it back here and put it back together. So extremely scalable, extremely resilient. And by having a ground switch at any location, it means you have essentially now a flat multicast fabric that's delivering multicast anywhere that you want. But it also is that beginning of a move to the ground. So here London is linked to Las Vegas in real time, but if I run a cloud switch in AWS or Azure, it means I have multicast from ground to cloud, cloud to cloud, or cloud to ground, or ground to ground. Right. So we're now able to use Virtual Rack to not just accelerate the delivery of applications anywhere, it's also the delivery of multicast anywhere, including from cloud to ground as people begin to move their workflows into that space. And so it makes the whole application stuff transparent. It also means that this switch is running on the software in Las Vegas. So technically I don't need an Arista switch, I don't need a Cisco switch, I don't even need a PCB clock in Las Vegas because everything is being done in software. So again, very simple deployment. Single central facility with a sort of master ground switch in it. And at the edge, I just have these little nodes and it's all monitored and managed so I can see in real time, how my connection's going, where those audio and video, because you can do SRT video as well, are being delivered. So we think this is part of the second generation of Virtual Rack, not just helping deploy applications anywhere, but delivering multicast everywhere and helping move that migration to the cloud, which people have found frustratingly slow because it's quite hard to move the media around.
I was going to ask, what's driving the innovation behind Virtual Rack? But I guess it is the frustration and the challenges people are facing. Yeah,
we've been pleasantly surprised. We thought it would be a short-lived product to help that migration, and really customers have found that it's actually helping them with their workflows, helping to deliver. Right. So we're now finding new ways of adding value and solving the problems that come as people try to scale up and scale out. So people aren't just buying 1 or 2 virtual racks, they're buying them by the dozen, and as they do that, it's a different management need. Sure. And as they're now beginning to put them remotely and sort of centralize and have these remote edges, then putting something like ground switch in and allowing them to manage the system centrally is just part of making sure that we continue to add value, but also as a company continue to enable our customers to be empowered to accelerate the migrations we know they're trying to make, whether that's software-defined workflows, or whether that's distributed, or whether that's the move to the cloud.
Available now?
We're working in partnership with this, so we're going to show it again at MPTS, but available over the next couple of months.
Cool. And people not at NAB, where can they find out more information on Virtual Rack? And we're doing a couple of other videos here as well. Where can they find out all that information?
We're just bionic.radio.